Lesson 9, Evaluating and Comparing Algebraic Expressions. The first thing that you need to do is write down these two definitions that we have for you. And that is, a numeric expression is any expression containing only numbers and operations, and it can be simplified. And an algebraic expression is an expression with variables or numbers that uses operations, and it's evaluated by substituting values for the variables. So if you need to pause this to get this in your notes, make sure that this gets in your notes. So example 1 is evaluate the expression 2x plus 3y minus xy for x equals 2 and y equals 5. The first thing I'm going to tell you is anytime that we substitute for a variable, we must use parentheses in place of the variable. So what we're going to do is, let me get out my pen tool here. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite things the way that I see it, except for in the place of x, I'm going to put 2, and in the place of y, I'm going to put 5. So I have 2, and I said that whenever I substitute, I have to use parentheses. So instead of x, I put 2 plus 3, and then instead of the y, I have to put parentheses, and I'm substituting a 5, close the parentheses, minus, instead of x, I'm going to put 2, instead of y, I'm going to put 5. Now all I have to do is follow order of operations. So I know that when these numbers are touching parentheses, or parentheses and parentheses are touching, that means to multiply. And so I have multiplication, 3 places, addition, and subtraction. So I'm going to multiply first. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 times 5 is 15, minus 2 times 5 is 10. So now all I have left is addition and subtraction, which we should remember we do from left to right. So we're going to start on the left side. So I have 4 plus 15 is 19, minus 10, and 19 minus 10 gives us 9. Again, we have this nice tornado. Final answer. Example 2 says to evaluate this expression for a equals 3 and z equals 2. So we're going to go ahead and substitute in. I have 2. Instead of a, I'm going to put 3 plus, oops, close that, because a is done, so I have to put parentheses around what I substitute in for a, plus, instead of z, I'm going to put 2. That's being cubed, minus, instead of z, I'm going to put 2, and that's being squared. Once again, I have to follow order of operations. Order of operations, parentheses comes first. This set of parentheses has nothing to simplify. This set of parentheses does. 3 plus 2 gives us 5. And we're going to bring everything straight down. So again, following order of operations, exponents is what comes first. So the 2 is touching these parentheses, which means it belongs to everything inside. So 2 squared is going to be 4. And I can do this other side at the same time because it's separated by this subtraction sign. So 5 to the third, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. And I have to keep that in the parentheses because this 2 is being multiplied by this, and bring down my subtraction. So 2 times 125 is going to give us 250, minus 4 is going to give us 246. Okay, so I have my tornado, and I have my final answer. Please pause here, and I want you to work on this one on your own, and then play the video and let's see if you got the answer right. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. Instead of B, we'll put 5. Instead of 2, we'll put C. We're comparing them, so we have to simplify one side and then the other side. So over here, we have 4. Instead of B, we put 5, and we're going to cube it. Minus 3, and instead of C, we're putting the 2, so it's 3 squared. Plus 2, instead of B, we put 5, and we're squaring that one. And we're comparing this to 3. Instead of B, we're going to put 5, and we're squaring it. Instead of C, we're going to put 2, and we're cubing it. So, over here, first things first, we don't have any parentheses to simplify, so we're going to do exponents. 5 to the third we know is 125 from the last example, or I hope that you do. Minus 3 squared is 9, plus 2 times that 5 squared, which is 25. So 4 times 125 is going to give us 500. Minus 9, short arrow to show that was what we did, plus, and the 2 times 25 is going to give us 50. Now all we have to do is order of operations, addition and subtraction is all we have left, which we're going to do from left to right. So 500 minus 9 is going to give us 491, plus 50 gives us 541, and we are going to compare that to our answer over here. So we're going to do exponents first. So I have 3 times 25 times 2 to the third is 8. So then we have 75. 3 times 25 is 75 times that 8 that we haven't yet used, and 75 times 8 gives us 600. So that, whoops, holy moly. So that means that our final answer would be that 541 is less than 600. Alright, these are some of my favorite types of problems because they use these all the time on EOCs. And they're really easy once you understand what they're talking about. This is the much simpler version because you don't even have to come up with the formula for it. They give it to you. A cell phone company charges a $30 monthly fee and then 35 cents per minute. So this means that every month you have a cell phone, they are charging you $30 just for having the phone. And then when you use the phone, they're going to charge you 35 cents for every minute that you use it. So if you're on the phone for 10 minutes at 35 cents a minute, that phone call is going to cost you $3.50, okay? So it says the company uses this expression, which is 30 plus 0.35 M. This is your $30 monthly fee plus 35 cents for each minute you talk to find the total amount to charge for each month, okay? So how much would the company charge for 250 minutes? So all we have to do is take that expression they give us, which is 30 plus 0.35 M, and we know M represents minutes. We want to know how much for 250 minutes, so we're going to plug that in. So order of operations, I have addition, I have multiplication, so we're going to multiply 0.35 times 250, and that gives us 8750, plus that 30. So the total fee is going to be $117.50. That's it for tonight. We'll see you in class tomorrow. Have a good night.